Hello, and welcome to Marco Island Center for the Arts Center Theater. We are so glad that you could join us. Before we get started, please take a moment to locate the exits in the theater, noting that the exit closest to you may be behind you. In the event of an emergency, leave. However, if you need to leave during the performance, please do so by exiting out the back of the house. We ask that you don't exit in front of the stage while the actors are performing, and please don't walk on the stage. Now, if you want to be on the stage, please contact us at Marco Island Center for the Arts, and we would be delighted to tell you about opportunities to perform on the stage, backstage, and even at the front of the house. Now, before we get started, please take a moment to silence your cell phone and anything else that's going to make noise. Okay? Good. We look forward to seeing you many times this season as we offer up performances and productions especially for you. We know that you have lots of entertainment options, and we want to thank you for choosing the Arts Center Theater. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Oh, enjoy the show.
Mr. Rifkin.
Dan, how you doing? Do you mind if I come in for a sec?
No, of course not.
Sorry to barge in like this.
Oh, no problem. What can I do for you?
Well, it's late, so I'll only stay a second, but I wanted to tell you this in person. I'm leaving early tomorrow morning, and I wasn't sure you'd get my message before I left.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Anyway, you know, I've been thinking about placing the security cameras.
Right?
Well, I have an idea for something which I think is pretty cool, if you agree. First of all, we'll keep maybe 3 or 4 of them to watch for intruders out there. Of course, that's for security. But we'll take another 3 or 4 and direct them right under the dock, with lights, too. I didn't realize this until my grandchildren were visiting, but all sorts of fish show up there every night in the canal. There's drum, there's snapper, there's spotted eagle rays. There's even sharks. I mean, it's amazing. So I wonder, can you hook it up so that they can watch all of this action from their house in Saratoga? You could do that?
Yeah, I think I can figure it out. I'll put the lights on a timer so they go on a few hours in the evening. It shouldn't be too hard. I'll stick them up to the Wi-Fi.
Great. Fantastic. You know, I knew I could count on you. Look, I'm going to fly up there tomorrow, and I would love to flip the switch and show it to them. I can't wait to see the looks on my grandkids' faces when they see it. Just turn the timer on for an hour or 2, and then the fish can go back to sleep.
I'll get at it right away. I'll text you when it's all over.
Thanks. Now I can go and not worry about this. That's it, Dan. Again, I'm sorry to bother you, and have a good night.
Hi, you too, Mr. Rifkin, and stay safe.
You know what, Dan? Can you do me one more favor? Would you please call me Harold? We've known each other for, what, 3 years now? Ever since you bought or you actually found for me the Golden Charm of Marco Island, and I bought it.
Well, that's how I got this job, of course.
Well, yes, I know you're an employee, but I also know you're a friend, okay?
Right. Harold.
There you go.
You too, Mr. Harold. And stay safe. Lights, what do I Grady, it's the summer and it's before noon. What are you doing awake?
Not really awake. My mom told me to wait here because she wants to tell me something before work.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something too, but you know, I'm glad you're here. I want to show you something. Like, scoot over a little bit, would you? You ever hear of Chris Angel?
Chris Angel, no?
Hey, he's a famous magician. You'd love him. He does all sorts of amazing stunts. But I learned a trick from him. Here, watch. See this coin? What is it?
I don't know, a quarter?
Good now. Look carefully. What year does it say?
2011?
Good. Now give it back. Now watch this. Pay attention. Here it is. Now I'm gonna make this coin move by magic. Watch me. Like this. Oh look, Mom must have left something in your shirt there, a little crust on your peanut butter and jelly. I think, okay? There, now what do you say?
Nothing. What happened to it?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe we should look for it. Wait a minute. What's that in your shirt pocket?
Wow, how did you do that?
I told you, it's magic.
Cool.
Oh, there you are. Dan, I thought you'd gone to work.
I wanted to ask you something first.
Mom, lovely day.
Just hold on there, Grady will tell her later. Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. Honey, I can't leave without finding my phone. Did you see it? I looked all over for it. The car, the bedroom, the bathroom, everywhere.
The last time I saw it, it was right here on the couch. Did you look here?
No, not really. All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I was just gonna look there. Thanks.
Did you try the ping thing on your watch?
The what?
The ping thing, the thing that makes your phone ping when you can't find it.
Really? It works. Thanks, Grady.
It's magic.
Well, kids, I gotta just cool my hair and then I'm gone.
Okay. He'd lose his head if it wasn't attached. Now, that was a close call because I thought he'd left. The Spinnellis are coming over in a few minutes. We're going to do some planning for Dan's surprise birthday party. We need to keep him busy while we...
Rose! Rose!
Yes?
I can't find my phone. Did you see it? It was right here.
Good God. Did you look in the drawer with the toothpaste?
No. Well, yes, I found it. I don't know how it got here. It was in this drawer by the medicine chest. Did you move it?
No, I did not move it. DP, you have got to be kidding. You are getting on my last nerve.
Okay, sorry. Hey, you're the best. I gotta go. So long.
Can you believe this guy? And to think this is what he does for a living. He's an investigator. He finds things for people.
Well, he's good at what he does, right?
Yes, of course he's good at what he does. I know he is. He just can't find anything in his own house, that's all. Anyway, Tommy and Squeaky will be here in a minute.
Squeaky.
Yes, Squeaky. Squeaky Spinnelli, Tommy's wife. Her real name is Teresa, but everyone but Tommy calls her Squeaky. She doesn't mind. As soon as she opens her mouth and starts to talk, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to plan Dan's surprise birthday party, and we'd love it if you could help. How does that sound?
Well, what do I have to do?
Oh, not much. You like Dan. Don't worry, it'll be fun, I promise.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Now, the first thing I need you to do is... What's going on?
I don't know. I was on my way out, and here come the Spinnellis. Tommy said he wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, Dan, I got some really tough news, and I wanted to give it to you in person. But I also have some good news I think that might help you out.
Yeah, and that's why I came too. This won't be easy. I think you should sit down.
Wow. Okay.
Mr. Rifkin,
What?
he was found at his house this morning.
No!
Yes, he passed away. He's gone, my friend. I am so sorry, buddy.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. This is terrible. I just saw him last night. He looked fine. He said he's going to go out of town somewhere.
Tommy, what happened?
Well, we don't know for sure, but the limo driver showed up, and when he didn't
That's right.
to take him to the
He
airport.
said he was going to go up to Saratoga to visit some of his family.
That's right. And when he didn't show, the driver looked in the window, and there he was, face down. White shoes, white shirt, dark slacks.
That's what he had on last night.
Oh yeah? That's interesting. Because we think it was a heart attack or a stroke. He had a history. They called 911, but it was too late.
Lord.
He was a good
He
man.
was a great man.
And a friend.
Well, that's right. That's the last thing he said to me. You are my friend. Oh my God.
This is his house. He lets us live here rent-free.
Well, look, I don't want to be crude or rude, but guess what I was wondering? Who gets the money?
Teresa!
Come on, Tommy. That's what everybody wanted to know. The man was worth billions. So who gets it and when?
Well, I don't know. He had a big foundation up north with his son that took care of his assets. So, but some of the stuff, like this house, he owned himself. So who knows what happens to him?
Do you know his son?
David, yeah, a little bit. Seems
I
like a
can't-
nice guy.
I can't believe he's gonna kick you out right away.
Oh, but what about rent? We can't pay $10,000 a month.
Rose, I don't know. You know, sometimes these things take weeks, months, even years to get settled.
Yeah, and I might not even have a job anymore.
I would imagine someone's going to contact you really soon, Dan. They'll be sure to get in touch with you. But remember, this is where the good news comes in.
Yeah, this should help. One door closes and another one opens up.
Okay. So, at about the same time we get the information about Mr. Rifkin, a guy comes in and says he's looking for a missing person.
Yeah, very missing, like for 40 years.
Right, well, actually, not really a missing person. It's a person that he used to work with that he knew 40 years ago has not been in contact with. So he was looking, came down here to look for him, and this is where, you know, naturally, we thought about, yeah.
Oh, yeah. First thing he thought about was you, Peter.
Will you let me tell the story?
Tommy, you're taking too long. I was just trying to give you a compliment. These people are aching to hear something positive.
All right, so this guy, Mr. Prince, Martin Prince, and he is a prince of a guy. He wanted to see if he could find her, so he came all the way from the West Coast to find her.
Oh, I didn't know this. He came all the way to Florida just to find her. That's kind of romantic, isn't it? But in the summer, oh, that's not romantic. That's just a little cuckoo, you ask me.
Yeah, well, he wanted to come sooner, but because of COVID, and then he finally got his COVID shot, and when he looked her up on the internet, couldn't find anything, so he came down here, but that's not what we do. So I told him he needed to find an investigator.
Which is where you come in, Dickie.
Me? I haven't done that sort of thing in years.
Yes, well, you still have your license, right? You still have your office.
Yeah, but I've been mostly working out of my car going to Harold's Properties.
Well, maybe I was a bit too bold when I told him that you'd meet him at your office in about an hour and a half.
Tommy, you're a real piece of work. Are you kidding me? The place is a mess. I haven't been there in a month at least.
Are you saying you want me to call and cancel him Do you want me to send him up to Naples where he can get some overpriced service, sunshine eyes and ears at the speed of a turtle? Is that what you want? He's a nice guy. I wouldn't do that to him.
Yeah, you should meet him. He's a doll.
You met him?
Absolutely. I was down at the station when he first came in. The cutest gent you ever did see. Just wanted to pinch his cheeks and give him a hug. And he had one of those handsome crew cuts. Flat as a landing deck on an aircraft carrier. And besides that, he dresses like Cary Grant. Makes the two of you look like a couple of schlumps.
Well,
This might not be a bad idea, Dan. There's probably not much else you can do while you wait to hear from Mr. Rifkin's people.
And I'll help. I'll help you clean up, and I'll even be your receptionist. I know Rosie's gotta work, and I just feel terrible about what's happened.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to talk to him. I'll just be honest with him. He'd make up his own mind.
Yeah, well, you might as well go along because when Teresa makes up her mind on something, you might as well be doing it, buddy.
All right, I'll do it.
Smart boy, now you're talking. Why don't you go on down to the office and get started, and I'll meet you there in a few minutes.
All right. Am I forgetting something?
Probably. You have the key to the office?
Well, go on. I gotta get my act together if I'm gonna meet this guy. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Wow. This is a lot to take in.
Yeah, but life goes on. So what are we gonna do about this pot?
Well, have it, I guess. We've got 10 days. I don't suppose the world will change too much by then. Of course, we probably should try to keep the budget
Oh,
down.
don't worry about that. It was never supposed to be a Waldorf Astoria affair anyways. And we'll help.
Yes, Teresa, remember, this is Rose's party, so don't take over.
Did I say it wasn't? And how about you? You gonna help?
Yes? Are you from New York?
Paris, France. No, I'm kidding. Of course I'm from New York. Jackson Heights, Queens, to be exact. You know, where they've got that giant factory that makes accents. And it teaches the kids to talk like this by the age of 2. That's where I got mine.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. There is no such thing as an accent factory. And if there were, no one would buy the stuff, I guarantee you. What are we gonna do about this Bambino? He's so serious. But then I moved to Schenectady, which is nothing like Paris either. And that's where I met my hubby. And Dan Paradise too, for that matter. They were both cops down there, okay?
You know what? I know she didn't mean to tease you.
No, you're a good young.
All right, I have some ideas for planning this thing.
Okay.
Dan will be very busy for the next few days. Let's plan to meet here sometime when we know he's away. I'll text you.
Sounds good.
All right,
And you can drop me off on your way.
All right, let's go.
thanks, guys.
Bye.
Talking.
Well, I haven't been here for months, so sometimes I come in here and look for a file or something.
You have trouble finding something? I'm shocked.
Yeah, well, I haven't had time to clean it back up, and no client comes to visit here anyway, except for just last night, so now I gotta go through my notes and remind myself how to interview a client looking for a missing person.
Well, Mr. Prince will be here soon, so I'll have to work fast.
I really appreciate it, Squeak. Today's already been a wild one, and I couldn't wait it without you. You're a total peach.
Oh, thank you. You should tell that to Tommy. Sometimes he forgets. Okay, so I'm just gonna start straightening up here. We'll figure out some sort of filing system later. But don't worry about it. I've been cleaning houses most of my life. My mother taught me how to do when I had to do my chores. So, you don't happen to have any cleaning supplies, do you? Oh, never mind. I'll just stop and get some flowers a little bit later.
Squeak, you mind if I ask you a favor?
A favor? Sure, go ahead.
Just mind if you're a little quiet while you work?
No, I cannot be quiet. Quiet? Are you serious? You must be kidding me. Look, now you're starting to sound like Tommy. He used to say that all the time, and now he knows better. Look, I got an idea. How about you just don't listen? Ignore me. That's what Tommy does, and it's worked just fine for 27 years. So now I'll talk, and I'll work. I'll clean up. You go ahead and get back to work.
Fine.
What's this?
What?
Where's the safe that used to be here? You know, the one that, you hid the golden key to Marco in?
Oh, well, when the landlord found out, he wasn't so happy, so I had to take it out and put it in the sheetrock there.
Well, that's a shame. Too bad. It was a brilliant move you did there. Gave the whole island a thrill. But, saved Rose's butt, that's for sure. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna start cleaning, but I'm gonna talk. I gotta warn ya, it's just who I am. And maybe next time I'll bring you some earplugs, okay? Alright, so here we go. You know, Dan, I'm 53 years old. Some people think I look younger, but I know better. I'm not really old, but I'm not young either. And I know what you do. You're just a youngster. You got this big birthday coming up soon. I know, because a little birdie told me. But I came up with this motto many years ago. Communication is the essence of any relationship. You like it? I thought that of myself. Even though Tommy thinks I read it somewhere. So if you've got no communication, you've got no relationship. And if you talk, that's good, right? But you gotta be honest and dig deep. And that translates into the relationship. And this is my point to you, is that you don't have to talk in order to communicate. There are lots of other ways to do that, if you know what I mean. But you can also talk and the other person may not be listening. Like now, Tommy and I do that a lot of the time. We've been married 27 years, and I've loved every minute of it. Wait, that's a joke. Just kidding. I've loved most of it. Tony's a good man. Just like you, DP. Anyone can see that. That's why you're friends. What? But you know, so much trash. I just wish that. Never mind. I don't know what to do with this stuff. I'm just gonna put it in here. Dan will never find it. And he won't look anyway. So, and my point is, finally, you really should be listening. Dan? Dan?
Yes?
Do you have a moment? I'd really like to chat now.
Sure, I'm with my notes and I'm ready to meet Mr. Prince. Thank you.
Oh, it's not a problem. I know that Mr. Rifkin's passing was a bad surprise. A really bad surprise. But you'll be fine, though. It's Rose and Greedy that I worry about the most. But that's another story. I'm going to share another one of my personal rules with you. The best times come after the worst times. You know how I know? The beach. Now, I know a few things about shelling, but I don't know anything compared to this lady they call the Shell Fairy here down on Marco. She's the expert. And if she's taught me one thing, it's that the best shells, the only good shells, come to the beach during the winter or after a hurricane. You know why? It's the storms. The storms in the Gulf bring in the best shells, the most beautiful and rare specimens. The summer, forget about it. You could die just trying to find an alphabet code. But with Mr. Rifkin's passing, you know, it's the same thing. You'll see. That was your storm. And then something good. Tomorrow, or soon, is going to happen for you. A gem is going to wash up on your beach.
Well, I know you know your shells. Tommy talks about you all the time.
Oh my God, it's him! I've lost track of time. Sorry. Mr. Prince?
Yes. How do you do?
Oh, cool, fine. Teresa Spinnelli, but you can call me Squeaky. Everybody does. DM Paradise's assistant. I was so sorry I'm not in reception. I was busy gabbing as usual.
That's quite all right. I assumed you were in here. I just thought it better to knock.
Well, come in.
Sure.
Come in. And, can I get you all some coffee?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
I'm good, Sweet. Thanks.
Okay. I'll be in the other room if anybody needs anything. Aren't you a gentleman? Ooh.
Dan Paradise.
Paradise. Very appropriate name on Marco Island.
I'd like to think so.
Martin Prince, thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
Not a problem. Look, I don't know if Officer Spinnelli told you or not, but I'm a little rusty on my missing person cases. I haven't done one in 4 or 5 years.
Well, Mr. Spinelli just said you are the very best. He said you've never failed to find someone.
That's true.
Well, you know the island. I didn't come out here to live necessarily. I have a return flight ticket to Oregon in less than 2 weeks. I've been thinking about this trip for more than a year now, going back and forth in my mind as to whether to do it. But I'm here now, and I'm going to give it my best and only shot and accept whatever you find. You are the professional. I'm putting this matter into your hands.
I appreciate that.
Right, and then I can move on with my life. Whether it be sad, glad or mad.
Well, you have the right attitude. A lot of people come in here with very high hopes, but are too often disappointed. But let's see what we can do for you. First, do you mind if I record this? That way I can listen to it later and I won't miss any details.
Certain. Go right ahead.
Good. So you're trying to locate a former girlfriend?
Not girlfriend, co-worker.
A co-worker?
Yes. Well, she was a friend who was a girl. A woman, actually, of course. We became dear friends, but there was no hanky-panky. Well, maybe a little. A very little. But we were both married at the time, so we were very proper. Very proper. Just one exception. Maybe I'll tell you about that later. Maybe she will be a girlfriend. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? Now that's just some little long shot. Never mind. I just want to know what happened to her. Haven't you ever felt that way about someone?
Yeah, many times. But unlike you, I didn't do anything to find out. So, can we start off with her name?
Well, that's a problem right out of the gate, isn't it? I don't know her name. I know her first name, of course. That's Sarah. When I knew her, her name was Sarah Harris. But then a friend of mine at the office told me she later got divorced and dropped the Harris name, and I checked that out. Her maiden name was Nelson, but I had no luck with that either. Then another friend at work told me that she remarried, but I don't know the name of the guy she married. Plus, I don't know if she's still married. I mean, I haven't seen her in such a long time. Neither one of us is very young. Anything could have happened.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Harris, Nelson, there must be 50 gajillion Sarah Harrises and Sarah Nelsons in this world, and that's what's so frustrating and why I'm down here. I have to find some way around just researching all these common names. All I know is that the fellow who told me she remarried also said she moved down to Marco. That's all he knew.
Well, let me ask you some questions and basically answer them the best you can. You never know what details might drop out of one of your stories that might give me some clues. So, when was the last time you saw her?
September 28, 1979.
Very exact.
In Alexandria, Virginia.
How can you be so definite?
Well, it was a Friday. It was my last day of work at the office, and I had a lot going on in my life. So, I took Sarah out to lunch. 1 week later, I was driving my car, my wife, my dog, and a U-Haul trailer 3,000 miles across the country to the Bay Area, where I was starting a new job. Never saw her again.
What brought you to Alexandria? Did you both grow up there?
Oh, no, neither one of us actually. I'm from Bend, Oregon originally. Sarah's from Rochester, New York. We met each other when we were both working in one of the prime office buildings of the Mackel brothers. Do you know them?
Yeah, I guess so. Their names are all over the island, either backwards or forwards. But what were they doing with an office in Virginia?
Selling paradise to the public, my friend, in the form of houses and condos on Marco Island, Florida. Sarah did that too. It's the best job I ever had before or since. Sheesh, we just had a great time.
So this was like a regional office?
Yes, exactly. They had regional offices all over the north. Basically everywhere where people were tired of looking at frozen ground and leafless trees in the winter, and with the wherewithal to come down to the sun. We'd advertise big time and then serve them a free meal after a presentation. Then we'd fly them down to close the deal. Never in the summer, mind you. We knew better than that. I first heard about the job from a buddy of mine in Quantico, so I went into the office for an interview and boom! They hired me right on the spot. Sarah was hired the same month. We started training on the same day. We would make the sales calls, fly down here, tour the models, and then sign the purchase agreements in 2 or 3 days. Inevitably, Sarah and I worked a lot of the same events.
And she laughed at all your jokes?
How did you know?
I Just a hunch.
Well, either that or she pretended to like them. Jean Tu.
Joint who?
Jean Tu. That was the perfume she wore. I always thought it was expensive, but it turns out it's not. And now when I meet someone who wears that fragrance, it takes me back. We just had fun. After we toured the models, we would entertain the prospects by taking them on a boat cruise around the island. The company used to make the saleswomen wear these Marco Island saris. My God.
Saris, what are they?
Shiny head-to-toe dresses that made the women look like backup singers for Diana Ross. I'll say they were sorry. Sarah looked great in hers, but hardly anyone else did. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but what we really enjoyed was singing.
Singing, like karaoke?
No, this was way before karaoke. That didn't come until about 15 years later. Whenever we were driving around in the car, we would just sing along with the radio. The Beatles, the Carpenters, the Captain and Tennille, whatever. Penny Lover, you know that one?
No.
Penny Lover, don't you walk on by. Penny Lover, don't you make me cry. The first time I saw you, you looked so fine. Oh. Lionel Richie sings it a little bit better. But you get the general idea. We love that one.
I'll make a note. So she sang too, Sarah?
Oh yes, definitely. She was really into it. But unlike yours truly, she really did have a nice voice.
Let me get to some basic questions.
But sure. I just wish I had some basic answers.
You know her middle name or initial?
No.
Date of birth?
No. Wait, yes I do. August 16th, I know that because that's the day that Elvis died. Sarah took the news really hard. She said it was the saddest birthday she's ever had. But, you know, we didn't sing many Elvis songs. I didn't particularly care for old swivel hips. So, you see, we didn't agree on everything. I hadn't thought of that till just now. Sarah was so upset, and I tried so hard to console her. I can't believe how a memory like that just comes back.
You know what year?
No, you can look it up. I think it was around 1977.
No, I mean the year that Sarah was born.
Oh, sorry. Well, Sarah was rather old-fashioned about telling me things like that, and I was never one to pry. I know she was a few years younger than I was, so let's say she was born around 1945. One of the first baby boomers.
Physical description.
Well, she looked a little bit like Julie Andrews, if you want to know the truth. Anyway, 5'6", green eyes, light brown hair. Weight? Well, it's always dangerous to guess that, so let's just say average. How about that? Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of her. Who knows what she looks like now? But I'll tell you one thing. I'm sure she's still beautiful. You know, Dan, people don't get ugly from the outside in. That only happens from the inside out. And that would never happen to Sarah.
Here's my card.
Oh, okay.
Text me or email me if you think of anything else. Look, as I said, I've never failed to find somebody when I was asked to. Hey, there was this one guy, and like you, he was looking for somebody for 40 years. An old army buddy that he served with in the Korean War. I found him. Hey, turns out he lived a mile away right here in Collier County. It's amazing they didn't run into each other by accident. But listen, Mr. Prince, I'll be straight with you. I can't promise you anything.
I understand. I can accept that.
Good. But I hope you can accept the worst possible news of that I find.
You mean if she's no longer with us? Believe me, Dan, I've already accepted that. That's why I'm down here. I'm almost 80 years old, and I can't tell you how many friends I've already lost. I just can't stand it anymore. So the longer I wait, the longer the odds are for both of us.
Good, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is, what if I find you and she doesn't want to meet you? Or worse yet, she doesn't even remember you.
No, I don't think so. That won't happen. Long ago, it seems so long ago, how young and innocent we were. She may not remember me, but I remember her.
What was that?
Oh, Dan, you gotta get out more often. That was Phantom of the Opera. Now, we didn't sing that one together. That didn't come till later. But seriously, let me tell you a little bit more about why I think Sal will want to see me, if we can just find it. Remember I told you how proper we were with just one exception? Well, the last time we saw each other, we were standing on the sidewalk in front of one of the officers, saying our goodbyes. And I kissed her. I don't know, it just suddenly came over me and I went for it. This wasn't just a little peck, Dan. This was real. This was a real kiss, and she kissed me back. She cried a little bit. I might have blinked a bit myself. We just held hands for a few seconds and stood there on the sidewalk, looked at each other, and then walked away. I'm telling you, Dan, an experience like that you just don't forget if you have even an ounce of humanity. It's just not possible. Then, a few weeks later, I received this in the mail. I probably shouldn't have crumpled it up or kept it tucked away from the two women I was married to over 4 decades. I have to unfold it carefully or it might just fall apart. Dan, as you know, the houses on Marco Island today are much better looking than the ones we were building in the 70s. Sarah and I got so tired of showing the same old floor plans and models, the Constellation, the Voyager, and our least favorite, the supposedly luxurious Anchorage. I just couldn't stand all those Polynesian tiki hut themes the company was always promoting. You can see a lot of them on the island today. Anyways, a few weeks after we said our farewells, I received this in the mail from Sarah. The offering circular for the Anchorage with a handwritten note saying, "Meant for me." I think she meant it as an affectionate joke, so a few days later I sent one back to her. The offering circular for the Voyager with its special peanut countertops. Who knows? Maybe she kept hers too.
What if I keep this temporarily? It might give me some hints of defining her. I'll be careful with it.
Yes, yes, of course. Anything that might help.
Mr. Prince, it's been a pleasure meeting. And there's nothing I'd like more right now is to find Sarah for you. I'll get her on it right away. Give Squeaky your contact information and she'll have a contract for you to sign. I promise you. I'll be with you in a week with a progress report.
Dan, I can't tell you how much this means to me. I spent the last 30 years of my life with my beautiful second wife, but that all ended when she passed away last year.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you, but maybe my blessings will continue if I could just find Sarah. I just have to know one way or the other. Good luck, Dan.
Are you sure he's not on his way home?
Oh, absolutely. I left him at the office. He was deep into trying to find Sarah Nelson. So far, he's coming up with, well, he's nothing. And the only thing that's positive is that she hasn't turned up dead.
Teresa!
What? He's practically a teenager. He knows people don't live forever. Dan is not in a good mood.
You don't have to tell me.
Oh, he's worried about finding this lady in, Mr. Prince is leaving soon. So I feel like we got about a week to get it done.
I know. So let's plan his party. That's something we can control. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Tommy, what have you got?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call him up in the morning and tell him that I need him there to take a look at some evidence on a case we're working on. He likes to do that, and he thinks he actually knows more about the island than I do.
Perfect. That's for when?
Oh, that's around 1 o'clock, and I can stall him either way, and I'll make sure to text you.
That'll work. He's pretty smart. He may suspect we're having a party. I'll never guess that it's at his office. What about you, Squeak?
Oh, I'm in charge of the party supplies. I get the plates and the balloons, but I gotta find a place to hide them, like my car, so he can't figure out where they are.
Sounds good. Now, you. You have the most important job of all, right? What is it?
I'm gonna bring the cake.
Exactly. I've already called the place and ordered a special big custom cake in the shape of a cell phone. So we can possibly use it. You'll have to eat it to get rid of it. And after everyone else has come in the room, that's when you show up. You are the final surprise, okay?
I guess.
What's the matter?
Is it gonna be hard to carry?
Oh, no, it's not that big. Squeaky has a brilliant idea for bringing it in. You can practice the day before, okay?
Okay.
You'll be fine. And I've got some errands and surprises of my own. This is gonna be fun. Here we go. On 3, say party time. 1, 2, 3, party time!
All right.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Okay, all right, we'll be in
Take you
touch.
home.
Thank you.
Bye,
All
guys.
right, talk soon. Grady? You know I always want to be honest with you, just like I want you to be honest with me. I'd love nothing better than to have fun and parties around here, but we could be in for some tough times ahead.
What do you mean? Why?
Well, you know what happened a few days ago, right? Mr. Rifkin passed away?
Yeah.
Well, that means Dan could be out of a job. We could be forced to leave this house if they make us pay a lot of money in rent. We might even have to leave the island. And on top of that, I've had a job offer.
You have?
Yeah, my boss owns another restaurant up in Tampa, and he's offered me the top management job at that place. I haven't given him an answer yet, but it would be a big pay raise.
Do you think Dan would go with us?
No, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I haven't even told him yet.
I thought you guys were gonna get married.
Well, yeah, I thought so too. That hasn't happened, has it?
And I was hoping we could get a dog. Like I said, I promised I would take care of it. I like it here.
Oh, I know you do. So do I. So do I.
Well, why don't you ask him?
Ask him what?
To get married, and he just hasn't thought of it yet.
Oh, he's thought of it all right, I'm sure of that. He's a very cautious man. He doesn't do anything unless he really means it. You know, he was married once before, and it didn't end well. But no, I can't ask him. Maybe some women can pop the question, not me. Look, so far, everything here is fine. I probably have about a week to make up my mind about this job offer. Meanwhile, Mr. Rifkin's lawyer is supposed to call Dan soon and let us know about the house. Honey, come here. You may be almost 12 years old, but I can still hug you, and I'll never stop. I don't care how big you get. I love you. Remember when we had to go to the food pantry a couple times before we met Dan?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know about that, and he doesn't need to. We can take care of ourselves again if we have to. Adults don't always have all the answers, you know. I sure don't. All I'm saying is, I will always take care of you. You come first for me, always. And I'll always be honest with you, too, just like I am now. Now, are you with me, young man?
Yes.
Thanks for meeting me on a Sunday, Mr. Prince.
Well, we're running out of time, so thank you.
So, how you doing?
Good, good. Chilling, as my grandchildren like to say. Although that's not very easy to do down here in August. I've seen a lot of fauna, dolphins, alligators, manatees. And you don't find many of those in Oregon, so I've been sending my kids a lot of pictures. So, what news do you have for me?
Well, not as much as I had hoped for, I'm afraid, but what I have is good.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure Sarah's still alive.
Well, that's big news. And a big relief. Especially for Sarah.
I checked all the death records with people named Sarah Nelson and even Sarah Harris, who were born in Rochester, New York on August 16th, on the years that we had mentioned. Believe it or not, there are websites for such things. I didn't come across anything as in terms of obituary or memorial, although I have to admit, a lot of times these records are incomplete. Often, but not always, they use the woman's married name when she passes.
So, no news is good news?
Exactly. Unless she moved out of the country and passed away there, she's probably still with us.
Well, great. That certainly gives me some hope.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I haven't really made that much progress. You're right, the common birth name and married name have effectively caused me not to find out much. I did research the entire country, but mainly concentrated on Southwest Florida. There's a lot more I could do, but the process would take months and involve a greater commitment of time and money. And even then, I couldn't guarantee a result. If you watch TV or the movies, you'll see that the PI always has some access to information that he shouldn't have, but it's a good way for me to lose my license, or worse.
No, I'm not suggesting that at all.
I do have another idea that I'd like to run by you. It's kind of a Hail Mary idea, but either it'll work or it won't in a few months, weeks, and you won't have to go home without knowing.
All right, I'm intrigued.
It could cost you another $2,500, so if that plus your budget, stop me right now.
Go on, go on. It doesn't cost me anything to hear about it, does it?
No. So we run an ad in the local papers, a big ad, a quarter to a half a page long, in all the print and online editions.
So what do we say?
Well, I was listening to the recording of our interviews, and I thought it would be great if we could use some of your experiences to lure Sarah into responding. Something that would attract her attention that only she would know about. I wrote down a draft of what we should say. Here it is. Here's what I got. Any lover, don't walk on by. Any lover, won't you come by? That's in big letters. That's just the start. And then in smaller letters, we say something like, if you are reading this, my dear old friend, I would really like to see you again. I have missed you since 1979 and have come a long way to find you on the Paradise Coast. I hope you're happy, and I would like nothing more to sit down with you and renew our old friendship. I would give some contact information, where to call or email the office. What do you think?
I think it's very good. I think we should go with it.
Really? Good.
And you know what, Dan? I think you're a bit of a softy yourself. Otherwise, you couldn't have written that.
Well.
Can I just ask you to make one small addition?
Sure.
Yeah. Where you say to sit down and renew our friendship, could you also say and to see your eyes again?
Sure, definitely.
Well, thank you. I was always complimenting Sarah on her beautiful green eyes. It was probably over the line, but she never seemed to mind. Come to think of it, one more thing. At the very bottom of the ad, right under the contact info, that's where I'd like you to write, Penny Lover, don't you make me cry.
I like it. I'll do that.
You don't think it's too vague or, I don't know, too general?
Well, it's a fine line. I don't want to use too much detail or too little. I think the lyrics and year of the song give enough information that somebody, but not so much that somebody can come in here and waste their time and try and trick us. To me, there's only one person that can connect with this ad, and that's Sarah. Of course, if she moved away or doesn't remember you, we come up empty. We're bound to get some kooks, but hopefully not so many. Mitchel will monitor the calls. I have a friend, an ad sales at the paper. I'll try and get it in tomorrow's edition, Tuesday at the latest. I'm going for 4 days and see what happens. Almost everybody around here checks out the Naples News or the Coastal Breeze or the Marco Eagle at some point in the week.
It's a good plan, worth the expense. Let's go with it. And Dan, I just want to tell you, no matter what happens, I think you've done a terrific job. I can go home now and not wonder anymore, because I know we've done the best we could.
Thank you, Mr. Prince. Well, I gotta get in touch with the paper.
Hey, enough of this Mr. Prince stuff, okay? We're friends now.
Sure, Martin. Hey, you know, somebody else told me that just a few days ago. Maybe it's something I should start working on.
Oh, not too much, Dan. Not too much. Good luck, friend.
Teresa, I can't stand anymore. What do you got for me?
Whoa, Teresa? This sounds like something's up. Are you mad at me?
Mad? No, I'm not mad. I'm just frustrated, that's all. We've run the ad for 4 days now, and Mr. Prince is leaving tomorrow. Have you got anything?
Well, sure, we can get a pant load or something. But nothing. Hold on, let me see. Oh, got a list here. Here it is. Nothing quite worth following up yet. But we do have 47 emails and phone calls. Sounds like a lot, right? But 10 were from guys who swore their favorite song was Penny Lover. And I don't know if they were, gay or something, but none of them were named Sarah. Then we had 16 women named Penny who just knew the message was for them. And then I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm sure you'd like $1 and a sugar daddy to go with that penny. But, again, we do not want anyone with the name Penny. So, anyway, finally, the rest of the phone calls were from women who knew our guy, but they wouldn't take it any further until they'd seen a picture. So finally, I said to myself, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. So I asked them all where they worked in 1979. And that got rid of them in a nanosecond. They either hung up or didn't call back. Crazy people. Did I do it wrong?
No, you did everything right. You were great. Just that I thought we'd have something better by now, so maybe this was a dumb idea in the first place. But I appreciate it, Squeak.
Dan, you have a lot on your plate. And I really wish I had better news for you. But as soon as I hear anything remotely legitimate, I promise I'll give you a call.
I know you will, Squeak. Thanks. Grady. Hi.
Hello.
Happened to see a little box around here about that big, did you?
No.
All right. Hey, what are you reading? The complete poems of Robert Frost. Is that your idea?
My teacher gave us choices, and my mom chose this one. My favorite so far is Fire and Ice.
Oh, jeez. Hey, what are you listening to? You mind? Oh my God! What is that?
Y&W Melly. He's awesome.
Y&W Melly? What was he singing? I got murder on my mind? Is that what I heard?
I guess so.
But how can you listen to loud rap music and still read some old white man's poetry at the same time?
I can read and think at the same time. It's not hard. I've been doing it all summer. Hey, Dan, what time is it?
12:45.
Oh, I gotta go.
Where to?
I have a friend who needs his dog walked and gotta meet at the Marriott. He's always meet there.
There, you need a ride?
No, I can just take my skateboard. It's actually.
Well, let's just be careful. Why can't I find anything?
What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing's going on, nothing.
It didn't sound like nothing. What are you so angry about?
Angry? No, I'm not angry. I'm just annoyed, that's all. Definitely annoyed.
Annoyed, right. Sounded like anger to me.
Well, any man that isn't at least a little angry isn't paying attention.
Huh. I'll have to remember that, especially as Grady gets older.
It isn't close. I'm not annoyed with you. I love you.
Well, that's good to hear. Hallelujah for some good news. Hey, I love you too. So, how's my birthday boy?
Birthday boy? Me? Oh my God! I barely known and I completely forgot my own birthday. So much going on, I guess. So, what should we do tonight? Go out with Grady, you think?
Sure. Cool. Hear anything from Mr. Hitchens?
Oh, Mr. Rifkin's lawyer, yeah, kinda. He said he didn't know about the distributions of the assets yet, but he would soon. He's trying to set up a meeting with David, who's also working on another project. These guys always have something big going on.
Because I have something I need to tell you.
All right?
My boss has another restaurant, and he wants me to be the general manager there instead of just assistant, with a big pay raise.
Good.
And Tampa.
Oh, wow, Tampa. What'd you tell him?
Nothing. He didn't give me a deadline, but I told him I'd let him know soon. Dan, I'm afraid. I have to be honest. If we can't stay in this house, I don't think we can stay on Marco.
Yeah, but is that what you want? You and Grady to go to Tampa?
No, not at all.
Well, it's sure not what I want. I wouldn't give you 5 cents for the rest of Florida. Look, give me a week. A week, that's all. Maybe less. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that, I guess.
Hey, come on. Remember that?
You mean like when I was in jail, that you rescued me?
Yeah, like that. It wasn't that long ago, but it seems like we were much, much younger then. Look, you and Grady have been great to me, and I'm a very lucky man. You helped me find things for one. Just give me a few more days, I promise. When things will really clear up. I don't want to push Mr. Rickon, but I can if I have to. Look, just give me a few days, and then we can sit down and have a conversation about this. After all, communication is the essence of any relationship. Who said that? Did you say that?
No, but I like it.
Yes, so did I. I don't know who told me. 50. Getting old, huh? Look, Rose, I'm glad you told me about your job offer. You know you're good at what you do, and now so does your boss.
Yeah. And you're going to communicate with me like you said, Dan, right?
Yes.
That's the most important thing. Okay. I gotta go. My shift starts soon and I have some errands.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Poetry. Sudden and swift and light as that the tides gave, and he learned of finalities beside the grave. Oh boy, Paradise, you're such an idiot! Squeaky!
Oh yeah, boys, I just got a call, my friend.
Oh?
Yeah, from a lady named Sarah Plazewski. And she lives here on Marco. And her name used to be Sarah Harris, and she remembers our Martin Prince very well. And she would love to meet him.
Oh my God, yes, this is great!
I know, what should I tell her?
Tell her to meet you at the office at 2 o'clock. Then I'll call Martin and so I can talk to them sooner. Just keep her in the front office with you. Don't let her out of your sight. Then I'll walk out and Sarah will walk in and they can meet each other. How does that sound?
Dreamy. This beats the cheeks out of the Hallmark Channel. I only wish I could see them meet. You don't happen to have any of those hidden cameras in your office, do you?
No, Squeaky, I don't have a secret camera.
Well, a girl can ask, can't she?
I'm gonna go call Martin. He's gonna pop out of his skin. I'll see you soon.
Tommy, we got a problem. Look at the situation. No, it's a good situation. You can't meet Dan before the party. I gotta call Rose. We gotta go with plan B.
Paradise, you're such an idiot. You might just get another chance. Sorry, Martin, I had to run a little errand.
Hi, Dan.
So how are you?
How do you think? I'm nervous as a long-tailed tomcat in a room full of rocking chairs. I feel like I'm going down to my first date. I can't believe this is happening. I spent so much of my life thinking of Sarah, but I never thought I'd find her. I just wanted to answer the question once and for all so I could get on with my life. Now this, it's surreal and exciting.
Exciting.
Yes, exciting, and if I must admit, a little bit frightening as well.
Frightening? What? Frightening? Martin, didn't you just tell me that you're about to turn 80?
Yes?
Listen, I have to tell you a little secret. Big day for me too, it's my birthday. I'm 50.
Oh. 50? 50? I think I was 50 once. In fact, I'm sure of it. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. On a big day like this, one naturally thinks, where have I been and where am I going? And then I look at you, and I say, that's the way to go. You're not sitting around at your age looking at old pictures of the past or waiting to hit the early bird. You're willing to take on new ventures, willing to take on the risk of disappointment just so that you can have a better life.
Dan, I suppose, but I've never thought of myself as some kind of hero.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. But you are. You are. A lot of people think about what they want to do, but very few do it. And you have.
You're right. You're right. Excited? Yes. Scared? Why? Why, Bob? What's the point? I'm sure Sarah's looking forward to this as much as I am, and she's probably just as nervous. Dan, let's bring Sarah in here now. This is going to be fun.
That's it. That's the way to go. Hey, you should have heard Sarah. She wanted me to set up a secret camera so she could spy on you. But I told her no dice. Oh, you guys deserve some privacy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready?
Yes.
By the way, get out this back now.
Oh, thanks.
Mr. Wazowski? Sarah?
Yes.
Come on in. Dan Paradise, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in today. Well, I'll just leave you two alone, and I'll be back in a little while. Hey, where's Squeaky? Oh, Mr. Hitchens. I was hoping you'd call. No, it's fine.
Sarah, so nice to see you.
You do. I still have mine.
So do I.
My goodness. Do you know how long it's been?
Actually, I do. It's been almost 44 years.
44, my goodness.
Well, Sarah, I'm not going to say you haven't changed a bit.
Good.
Because you have. I am going to say you look great. Beautiful. What did Billy Crystal used to say? Marvelous, Sarah, you look marvelous.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here seeing you again. And I know we've both changed on the outside, but I can see from looking in your eyes that on the inside we're just the same.
Yes, we are. Friends forever.
Shall we sing?
Well, no, not quite yet. Just tell me, how did you get down? No, you first. Go ahead.
Where have you been living these days, Martin?
Bend, Oregon.
Oh, that's a long way.
Yes, it is, but it's where my 2 daughters live and my grandchildren.
How nice.
It's where I've lived for the past 30 years. It's where my wife grew up. We moved there in 1988.
Oh?
She passed away last year.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We have so much to catch up on. I would love to see pictures.
Oh, so would I. Sarah, do you have children?
No, I was already 36 when I married Ted, and we...
Ted? Wait a minute. Ted Klazuski? Didn't he play for the Cincinnati Reds? A home run machine! But he must be a lot older than we are.
Oh, you? I'd forgotten what a baseball fan you were. No, my Ted did not play baseball. In fact, he's a foot shorter and spells his name differently. Still, some people used to call him Slugger when he was a kid. Sometimes I still do.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yes, but Ted has dementia.
Oh, Sarah.
He used to be so worried at home and anxious. So I found a memory care place in Naples a few months ago. I'm not sure he knows me, but he sure smiles a lot. Someone once said, when you love someone with dementia, you lose them a little more each day. This has been going on for 3 years. Martin, I just couldn't take care of him anymore.
Sarah, Whoa! So much for privacy. What the?
Where is he?
Where's who?
Dan!
I have no idea. He just left us in here. I think he was taking a phone call as he was leaving.
I'm sorry, did we interrupt you?
Oh, look, we're really sorry. Why don't we wait outside for Dan, and Grady will be here shortly, too.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan. Surprise.
Oh, jeez.
No worries. Sarah and I will have plenty of time to get reacquainted. We're never going to lose each other again.
That's right, never.
Good work, Grady.
Already started yet?
No.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Dan. Do you want some cake?
Yeah, but not just yet, Grady.
Just wait a minute, honey.
Yeah, just a minute. I have a little surprise of my own.
Oh, what is
Rose, I love you with all my heart. I should have asked this question years ago, but will you marry me?
Can you believe it? There's nothing in the box.
Teresa, be quiet.
Daniel Ticonderoga Paradise. Did you lose something? Or is this just your idea of some kind of a very bad joke?
Ticonderoga, now that's a new one.
Wait, this is no joke. There was a ring in there. I just saw it.
What am I going to do with this guy?
Oh, look, lost ring. I'll send out an APB.
Ernie, now it's your turn to be quiet.
Hold on. I know it's here somewhere.
Did you lose it? You need a better system to keep from losing things.
I once lost my best friend.
But Dan found me, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I think I know where it is.
You do?
Yeah, but first, can you close your eyes and put your arms out?
Okay.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you. You can hug me back now. Wait a minute. What's this?
How did that get there?
I told you it's magic.
Well, I guess it is.
God, look at the size of that rock. I can't see mine. I'm blinded.
All right, I complicated. Sizes and everything, you know.
Oh, yes, it is.
Do I have to repeat the question?
No, Dan, I remember. It fits. Yes, yes, the answer is yes.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Hitchens called. He said that Mr. Rifkin left the house clear and free to me. And you too, Rosie. I guess he wanted us to stay together.
I always liked it, Mr. Rifkin.
Yeah, I did too. No, I think he wanted to take care of us. And there's something I can do for him too. When he came by, he asked me to set up some lights and a camera so his grandkids could see the fish going around his dock. I'm gonna do that. I didn't know why I didn't think of this years ago.
And I was thinking maybe we could set up a memorial service for him too.
Oh, good. We'll have David get going on that.
All right. This is a lot of good news, isn't it?
Well, I know my voice is just a little bit irritating, but you remember what I said? When one door closes, another one opens up.
You did, and you were right. You got a good one here. You're a lucky man, Tommy.
Yeah, I know. She reminds me every day.
Are you ready for this now, Dan?
Thanks, Grady. Hey, wait a minute. What's this big groove doing through the frosting? It was either a gigantic gecko or a little man. Was it you?
Yeah.
Well, you've already started it, Grady, so why don't you finish it?
Okay, thanks.
Well, looks like I just might have to change my flight plans after all and spend a few more days here. How's that sound, Sarah?
I would love that.
I like it too. That way Rose and I can get to know our new friends better.
I sure am glad we don't have to leave the island. Now can we get a dog?
Yes!